Welcome everyone to our wonderful class today. It's called The Art of Cultivating Habits. And this is something that obviously we probably are all very interested because when we cultivate good habits, then we can really, how can I say, enjoy a quality life. And I'm going to share with you a wonderful quote from Emma Ferris. And she says, healthy habits are the cornerstone of a fulfilling life. They boost our physical health, enhance mental well being, and can lead to a sense of achievement and happiness. Yes, and I think every one of all of us feels that when we are focusing on really good habits, we feel good. We know that we are doing something that is positive and that is going to help us to really have a better or a more fulfilling life. And so this is the topic today. And I'd like to start by saying that obviously every one of us have wonderful positive habits. And my invitation is to congratulate yourself. You know which habits those are. And that is to take the time to celebrate that you do have those good habits and that they are helping you to have peace of mind and a life that is better than they were not if they were not there. And not only that, but also the good news is that those good habits that we have, I believe, dear friends, they serve as an example for others. For example, I have many people in my life that they are so generous. I mean, really, really. I'm not going to mention names because there are so many that I don't want to kind of isolate them from the rest in that sense. But I always say to these people, especially the ones that I'm thinking about right now, oh, you are so generous. And they always reply, oh, it's nothing, or is that's my obligation. And I don't feel that it's generosity, but it's just so amazing how open and beautiful and so kind they are. One of them definitely is my oldest sister. She's extremely generous, and I have seen that generosity from when I was a young girl. She is almost 20 years older than me, and I always saw that generosity in her, always, all the time. Not only generosity in helping others with whatever they needed, like let's say one time I was walking with her in an area that was like there were lots of stores and all of that, and there was this street kid that was definitely a homeless kid and didn't have shoes. And then she said, what happened to your shoes? And I'm almost sure he said that he gave them away or something. I don't remember. And then she said, let's go to a store and buy you a new pair of shoes. And we went to the store, and then she also took him to another store to buy him a little like a shirt. And then I was like, what a how can I say, higher level of example I could not have seen. And it was always like that. Or for example, if she had a very high position in a bank in Colombia and was always looking at people who were maybe not so how can I say, fortunate, and always inviting them to do better. For example, the person that was like the cleaning lady, or the person that was driving her here or there, she would push them to apply for free education, which the bank gave them, and many of those people became professionals. many of them. And this is I know it because I saw it with my own eyes, and I heard it with my own ears. And wow, so amazing that she was always looking for ways to help people to be generous. So what I'm trying to say here is that our habits can be an example for others, and not only an example, but also I recently was listening to Sunday service, and the minister talk about hope, that that we can be with our behavior like how can I say, we can give hope to people. And I think that's what my sister did. She gave hope to people. There was a student in my nephew's school where his son went to, and his mother died, and the family could not afford to continue to pay for his education. Well, my sister was so generous that she said, I'd like to go ahead and take the responsibility to paying for his tuition. And she did until he finished high school. And then from there, he motivated him to go and get, as a matter of fact, help him to get a job with the bank that she was working for. And then he got a college education and everything. And she was behind the whole time to make sure that he was going to be able to succeed. And so it's amazing how our good habits can be an inspiration for others, don't you think? They can be like, it's not like we have to, don't ever compare yourself with anyone. Obviously, this is not about comparing yourself, but it's about saying, I have wonderful habits, positive habits that are very important, and I don't have them because I want to show off, but only because it's a good thing, and hopefully someone might benefit from that. And that's a wonderful thing. Sometimes, for example, a person can be very devotional or really have a lot of faith, and I think we can be touched by the behavior of that person. We can at least feel how that person is influencing us in a positive way, not because that person is planning to do it, but it's only because it's just the natural way of this person. So I think this is important to think about this, my dear friends, when it comes to good habits, to positive habits. Now, obviously, we also have some habits that might not be some that good, and they might complicate things a little bit, okay? But the main thing that we have to start with is to remember not to put yourself down, and not to ever identify with anything that is negative, or especially negative habits. The encouraging news about habits that are not the best is that with dedication and persistence, we can definitely embrace healthier and better habits. That's the good news, is that we do have to put some effort or some dedication, but at the same time, it's wonderful that we can change those habits. And you probably have many of them that you have succeeded at changing, at shifting the energy. And I think every one of us do have that. Stories of things that have habits that we have overcome, negative habits. So I recently was listening to an inspirational talk, and this person was talking about, he didn't say the specific habit that he was working on, but he said that he successfully was able to change a negative habit into a positive. And the way he explained, which I have been sharing that a lot with people in my coaching sessions, is that he realized that waiting for motivation from it was not going to happen, because ego, that part of us that wants to keep us in bondage, was not going to give him ideas and motivate him, but he said that what happened is that he understood that if he instead focused on the benefits of changing his habit, then he was going to really be more interested and be motivated himself, not waiting for anyone or anything, but his own desire to experience the benefits. And he said that with a newfound determination and focused, he was way able to really change his habit. And he talked about effort, and he talked about another word that I have been sharing with people too, which sometimes it feels a little intimidating, but the word is sacrifice. So besides effort, there is really a little stronger word is sacrifice, meaning that we have to put consciously that effort, and sometimes it gets into that place where we really have to say, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice maybe watching TV or testing or being in Facebook, and instead I'm going to go ahead and do this. So that's what the sacrifice it comes from, but it doesn't have to be intimidating. That word doesn't have to be intimidating. Why? Because you can think about it in the sense of saying, okay, I'm going to go ahead and maybe sacrifice a little bit of not watching TV or not being on Facebook and all of that. But instead, I'm going to use that time in a way that is going to help me to change my habit and then benefit from the result. So that is what I'm talking about. It's very important to say that it's not as something negative, but it's an effort that you are making for you to be able to see the good results or the benefits of what you're doing. And so then it helped me tremendously to think about some of the habits that I could change just by thinking about the benefits, and that I could not that it was not a good idea to wait for my ego to motivate me, because it was not going to happen. It had to come from inside, and from that desire to really live a better life, a more fulfilling life. I sometimes also talk with people that are coach about being willing to become a better version of yourself every day. Every day we have that ability to say, I can be a better version of myself today. And all I have to do is put a little bit of effort, maybe a little of sacrifice, and then this is how I'm going to be able to accomplish. And then the next thing you know is that you are going to be quite surprised. And that despite the inconvenience of the sacrifice and the effort to make the changes, you are going to know that you are going to attain wonderful results, and that is something that you can look forward to. So that is my invitation, is to really say, okay, I have this habit that I know that I like to change. I'm going to go ahead and start by putting the effort and maybe sacrifice, doing a little bit of sacrifice to be able to accomplish my goal. So I like to go ahead and share with you some tips on how to embrace new and healthier habits. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share 5 tips, and I am trusting that this will help you to maybe take 1 or 2 and say, okay, I think I can go ahead and apply this into my life. Okay, so the first one, and these are 5 tips of the many that obviously we could use, right? So the first one would be is to set a clear and realistic goal. And so it's very important to be specific instead of being vague about what it is that you desire to accomplish. And when you have something that is measurable, then you are going to accomplish that because you are giving yourself like a plan, a goal. For example, let's say that many people, I hear that they want to meditate every day and they sometimes keep talking about it and nothing happens. So for you to be able to change that, if it is not meditating, then maybe praying or maybe doing a little bit of introspection, then to be able to accomplish that, it's one thing that you could do is start progressively, meaning that you say, I'm going to go ahead and meditate for 10 to 15 minutes, 3 days a week. Okay. So you are not saying it's 7 days, which sometimes right there, ego might not like it at all. You're going to say 3 days, and I'm going to go ahead and increase to more days as I feel that it's going to, that it's going to feel comfortable. I promise you that the more you meditate, the more you are wanting to meditate, because it's such a wonderful space for you to be able to open your heart to God and to be in that communion with God. Remember that message from the Bible that says, be still and know that I am God. That is a beautiful message, and God is inviting us to be still and to get to know God. And as we get to know God, we get to know ourselves. That's the beauty of that. Another example could be that let's say that you want to go to bed a lot earlier than what you are going to bed now. Let's say 2 hours earlier. Then what you could do is, first you can go 1 hour earlier, 3 days a week, and then you can go ahead and increase it to 2 hours if that's your goal, and then do it 3 days a week, and then maybe a month later you can increase it to 4 days, and then the next thing you know, it's you have been able to accomplish it. So the key is to have the determination, the persistence, the commitment, and to know that you can do it. And sometimes I love to use the phrase, it is a done deal. I just love to use that phrase because it's just you kind of set up the intention that it has been done. Okay. Number two, focus on channeling your energy towards forming new habits and resist the urge to dwell on old habits. And this is something quite important, my dear friends. To change an old habit, you really have to stop giving energy to the old habit, meaning not talk about it, not think about it, not feel bad about it. Just give energy to the new habit. Again, if it is going to bed earlier, then the energy that you give to the new habit will be to go 1 hour earlier, 3 days a week, for example. So you right there, yeah, you are going to invest your energy in a good way. So release any regrets and open to letting go of past shortcomings, anything that is negative, anything that is tempting to put you down. Don't allow that to happen. So instead of doing that, really concentrate on investing your energy and effort into successfully cultivating the new habits. Put all that energy into that. And you can utilize affirmations, use affirmations such as, I am grateful for my willingness to rise early each morning and have a highly productive day. For example, if what you want is to get up a little earlier, half an hour earlier or an hour earlier, you affirm, I am so grateful now that I am able to rise early each morning and have a very productive day. Or I am so happy and grateful now that I'm able to go to bed 1 hour earlier, 3 days a week for now. So you see, you are affirming your progress in advance, and really avoid telling the stories about what you did wrong. That is such not a good idea to tell stories about how many times have you heard of the people and you feel like even uncomfortable listening to people that repeat the same story over and over of how badly it was, or how badly someone behaved, or how badly you approach a situation. Okay, any negative story, let it go immediately, because otherwise you will be wasting your energy in something that is not going to create something positive. But instead, if you put all that energy into the new habit, oh my goodness, that's totally different. That's my invitation. Okay. Number 3, establish a routine. So developing a routine is essential for forming a few habits and a new habit. And you know that quite well, right? So selecting, for example, a time and the location for your new habit is very, very crucial. If it is your home, and if it is getting up in the morning early, or if it is going to bed earlier, or if it is meditating, then decide where you're going to meditate. Even if you meditate in your bathroom because the rest of the house is full of people, that's perfect. That's wonderful. Not a problem at all. It's the main thing is your intention and your determination. So by incorporating your routine into your daily schedule, then it becomes easier to remember and to follow through. That is to be successful, obviously. So if you, for example, if you aim to go to bed earlier, begin mentally preparing to unwind 30 minutes before bedtime. So if you say, okay, 3 days a week, for example, I'm going to go to bed at such and such time. So 30 minutes before, just start feeling, okay, I'm going to finish up whatever it is that I'm doing right now. And in 30 minutes, I'm going to be ready to go to bed. So again, you are establishing a routine, and that routine is going to help you to establish the new habit. And then obviously the benefits are wonderful, because you are going to feel, you're going to feel quite happy. Number 5, number 4, visualize your success. So envision the ideal outcome of your of the goal that you have set up. So see yourself already being the person you wish of becoming, whoever it is, and that is so wonderful. And remember that we have this amazing tool that is our brain and our mind, and we're able to visualize whatever it is that we are setting our minds to do. But we have to start with the mind, because the mind is going to create whether either a positive or a negative, how can I say, like intention. If you create a positive intention by visualizing your success, then it's going to go quite well, and then you are going to be attracting everything you need for you to be able to be successful. But dear friends, how many times, unfortunately, we do the opposite? We visualize the worst, or we think about the worst. Let's don't go there. Let's eliminate that temptation to just go and believe that the worst is going to happen. And instead, let's just be strong about feeling I can do this. I can visualize success for in my life, and for example, in establishing this new habit in my life. I can visualize that I'm doing it. It's a done deal, as I said earlier, and that is an amazing opportunity for you to be able to really give yourself that gift of establishing that new habit. And then the old habit is it's not going to have a chance with you at all, because you are committed. Yes. Okay. Number 5 is stay patient, keep pushing forward, and remain adaptable. This is so important, all of them. So forming new habits is definitely a gradual process, and obstacles can show up. However, do not allow yourself to be disappointed by obstacles, and instead stay patient. Be kind to yourself if you skip a day or encounter difficulties. Be always kind to yourself. This is what I talk a lot about during my coaching sessions. I talk about how important it is to be kind to yourself, to treat yourself with love, with compassion all the time. It doesn't matter how many mistakes we have made in our lives. It's okay. We have to be compassionate. We have to be respectful of ourselves. We have to be kind all the time. And then obviously be willing to change our attitude, be willing to change the habit and to do it better. That's obvious that it's important to do that. So in that process of being kind to yourself, you are going to be more open, more willing to do what is right, and then you are going to feel motivated to keep doing what is right. And so the key is your dedication in regaining momentum and persisting. Be persistent about it. Be patient, be persistent, remain adaptable. Adaptable means that if, let's say, an obstacle shows up, then go ahead and really find out from inwardly, from your intuition, if maybe you have to do something differently. And but don't give up your goal. Continue to be persistent. So but if you, let's say, need to change something, then do it not because someone told you, or from fear, or from doubt, or from anything, but from your own intuition. And as a matter of fact, I really think that the most important of there are five tips that I mentioned, but really thinking about it, my friends, and feeling it, the most important one of all of them is for you to have a very deep connection with your higher power. Whether you call it God or Buddha or Krishna or whoever, Jesus, Virgin Mary, it doesn't matter, because everyone is different, and we have to be respectful of of the relationship that people have with their higher self. So whatever it is, that's the most important point of all of this, to be able to embrace new habits or healthier habits, is to have faith in the Lord, have faith in God, faith in the universe, have faith in a higher power, have faith in the Heavenly Father, whatever way you call it, but have faith, because then with that faith, there is no doubt that God is going to be able to help you. Is going to give you by the power of His grace, the ability for you to move forward and to be successful. So I'm going to say that out of I mentioned five, but the sixth one would be deep faith and devotion to God. That, no doubt about it, that is a must, that we must have that, because otherwise we kind of, pass through this earth without a purpose, without thinking that we are just by ourselves, and that there is absolutely no meaning. No, God has a purpose for each one of us, has a plan. And then I really believe, dear friends, that God wants for us to work on the behaviors or habits that are going to help us to like unfold His plan for us. Let me explain. Many years ago, when I started to do coaching and healing, I definitely had faith, but never at the level that it has fortunately increase and continues to increase. And I promise you that one of the habits that the Holy Spirit wanted me to work on was faith, was trust. And wow, did he push me big time? No doubt about it. At the beginning, it was very challenging because I was guided to rely on the guidance and the wisdom of God to do the sessions, to do the healing. And I had never taken a class. My background is in marketing, so I didn't have a clue what I was trying to say, but do. But God had a plan, and he needed for me to develop many qualities, many, and I'm not saying that I am an expert in all of them, not, but I can say that I definitely have made some progress. Another quality that definitely God has been working on me for a long time is to develop love for the human race, for all humanity without exceptions. That has been a big one. And in some cases, obviously, I was, how can I say, rebellious. The good news is that one of the ways that I was able to let go of the resistance was by working on my forgiveness, working on forgiveness. That really opened up my heart big time. I was obedient, fortunately, and obviously God wanted me to change the habit from being resentful and to being a person that wanted to love, to be a channel of love. That has been big in my life. And at the beginning, believe me, it wasn't that easy. And I'm not saying that I already arrived somewhere, but at least I can feel today great love for humanity, great love for people. And I continue to talk to God and ask God to please help me to continue to be able to see everyone with his eyes, because that's what. So what I'm trying to say here is that God invites us constantly to change habits because he has a plan for us, and with that plan he's going to be able to with our cooperation in changing habits, he's going to be able to move us in the right direction. Does it make sense what I'm saying? I think it does, right? I have the feeling that it does. It makes sense for me what I am sharing. Yeah, Cindy says that it makes sense. Thank you, Cindy. Yes, I think this is wonderful. This is amazing how God speaks to us in wonderful ways. So it's very beautiful. Okay, so my friends, remember, number one, set a clear and realistic goal, meaning be realistic in the sense, do it progressively, okay? Number two, focus on channeling your energy towards forming new habits and resist the urge to dwell on old habits. So not talking about the past or about what happened, only put that energy into your new habit, okay? Number three, establish a routine. So that way you are going to be able to do the same at least 3 days a week as the example that I gave you. And then from there, move to 4 days, 5 days, and so on. Number four, visualize your success, meaning that see yourself already as a winner, already accomplishing what you have set yourself to do. Number five, stay patient and also keep moving forward with determination and remain adaptable, okay? And then number six, which is the one that I just added, is to keep deepening your faith and also trusting in God's guidance and in the trusting the plan that God has in store for you. Okay, that is faith and connection and devotion with that higher power, whatever way you call that higher power. Okay, so those are the six, and then I found out from this article that I read that according to the 2190 rule, 2190 rule. It takes 21 days to form a habit and 90 days to establish it as a permanent lifestyle change. So I'm going to read again. It takes 21 days to form a habit and 90 days to establish it as a permanent lifestyle change. And so my question to you is, are there any lifestyle changes you are looking to make? Are there any habits that you would like to change in your life? My invitation, dear friends, is start with one. Don't say, oh, yes, I have this and this and this and this. Well, yes, we probably have many, but let's start with one so that way we're able to apply these principles and be able to really move forward. So think about that and dedicate yourself to the goal for 21 days to turn it into a habit, and then stay committed for another 90 days, and then it will definitely integrate into your lifestyle. Okay, so remember that developing a habit is a journey, not a race. So you are not competing with anyone. You're just this is you and God moving forward. And so it requires resilience, consistency, and determination to persevere. And so, and let's say that one of the challenges that you have in your life is procrastination. Don't put yourself down about it. Don't criticize yourself. Instead, go ahead and start 3 days a week, for example, where you complete things that you start. And that is a wonderful way to move in the right direction. And go ahead and those 3 days be faithful to completing whatever it is that you start. That is a wonderful thing. And then little by little, the next thing you know is you're gonna like to have that type of behavior, because life becomes easier and better. So every small step matters, and with the proper attitude, a positive attitude, you can change your life one habit at a time. So dear friends, let's go ahead and continue to changing our lives for the better, one habit at a time. Start with one right away. Think about which one it is and go for it. You are going to have, and you're going to find the content of this message today in my blog under gloriaramirez.com blog. And then obviously the title is The Art of Good Habits. And it's an art, but it is not overwhelming. It's only a decision to do it, right? Is saying, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. And be positive about it the whole time. Be very positive, and you'll see that you will continue to succeed. So that is my invitation, dear friends. Okay. Well, I also wanted to share with you that in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks, I am going to offer something that I have done in the past, but because I was helping here at Ananda with the Spanish ministry, it got so busy that I had to kind of let go of classes and all of that. And the only thing I was doing was coaching. And the program is called Spiritual Healing Circle. And I'm going to go ahead and do it on the 20th of June, which is a Thursday, exactly 2 weeks from today. And the investment for that program is $25, and it's a group healing circle, and it lasts for an hour and a half. The way it works is that I first invite the presence of God, and you have your own name for God. I call it also the Holy Spirit. And then I do a healing for everyone. It's a beautiful healing. I'm totally guided. And then whatever it needs to happen for the group, then I allow that guidance to guide me. Then after that, I give every person in the class a message, a short message. And I don't know what it's going to be at all. I just obviously connect with the Holy Spirit. I'm connecting through the whole time. And then with that person, the soul of that person, and then you receive a message. And then the message is how can I say, in response to one idea or issue that you can present just before it's your turn. So for example, it is John's turn, and I ask him if what is the one thing that he would like to request healing for. And he probably says, oh, whatever he says, it could be something emotionally or emotional, or it could be a physical situation, whatever it is. And then you don't elaborate on it. You just say one thing, just one. And then from there, the Holy Spirit will guide each person. And then we'll do that for each person. And then at the end, we are going to do a healing where we bring the family members or anyone that you'd like to ask for prayers or include them in the healing. And it's a beautiful process. And remember that we can expect miracles because I am not the healer. I am just a channel, but only God is the healer 100% of the time. Only God can create miracles, and only God can transform our lives. So all we do is come to God to ask for his guidance and his healing, and then that's it. And so this is a process of an hour and a half, and I had not done this for a while because, again, I didn't have the time. So I wanted to give you the good news that we're going to do that session 2 weeks from today. And you can go ahead and register at gloriaramirez.com, and that's the website. And right there, you're going to see the title, Spiritual Healing Circle, register here, and then you can register there. And I also will send the link to every one of you. And then to end this call too, I'd like to remind you that I do healing sessions, coaching sessions, either one at a time or series of sessions. And I definitely have a program that I highly recommend, and it's called 12 Steps to Mastery. And it's a program that really changes people's lives. Not because Gloria changes anyone's lives, it's because God does. And people, as they do the assignments and connect at the level of commitment, then they are able to experience amazing transformation in their lives. That's the story of everyone that I work with. So that's my invitation, is to go to my website, www.gloriaramirez.com, and go to 12 Steps, that is under coaching, and you can read about it and then see all the testimonials there that are that people have shared with me. Okay, so I thank you so much for your presence, for your willingness to connect today, and you're welcome to share this recording with others. Once I send it to you, I will send it to the group that register, and then you're welcome to share it with anyone, so that way they can maybe benefit from this message. So thank you so much, my dear friends, and God bless you for everything you do to really embrace the possibilities of shifting your energy to creating even better and better healthier habits. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and God bless your families as well.
Thank you, Gloria.
You're welcome. I'm going to go ahead